Hi, I'm edA-qa mort-ora-y, and today we'd like to look at a quote from Roberto Waltman. In the one and only true way, the object-oriented version of spaghetti code is, of course, lasagna code, too many layers. And I'd like to look at what does he mean by this quote. Before I do that, I'd like to give my expression for what object-oriented programming often becomes, and I like to call it spaghetti with meatballs. Because what we have is we have the traditional problem of spaghetti code where stuff goes all over the place, but we find a few objects here and there. With the view of lasagna code that Roberto posits is that we have an issue of layers, and layers upon layers upon layers of things like factories, managers, adapters, facades, where the real logic is hidden deep within the code, and if you're looking at the surface level, sure, you might have an idea what it does, but the actual logic's too deep in the code, and you can't reason with it because all of these layers you no longer know. You no longer know what's doing whatever, and for every layer you add, you push back the logic even a little bit further. This has the added problem that when you have a lot of layers, adding a new feature becomes burdensome because you can't, it depends where in the layers you have to add it. You end up having to push a new property through all the layers, expose a new interface, and you have a lot of these problems, and that's why too many layers can also be an issue. I wrote an article once called The False Abstraction, which applies a lot to this case too about the layers. People doing object-oriented programming, especially people that are new to it or people that follow these very strict guidelines and patterns, have the issue that they abstract things that really shouldn't be abstracted. This is evidence when you have only one implementation of an interface, or you have an implementation that's incomplete, or your interfaces or your classes don't have good names, because if you can't name something, it's a good indication that it's not a valid abstraction. And so these are various aspects of the layers, or as Roberto posits, the lasagna code. Look in the description for links to my own website and to the articles I mentioned, and I look forward to talking to you again. Thank you.